What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Madam Z, sending peace and positive vibes y'all's way once again. It is another beautiful sunny day here in Zamunda, and I am definitely in a state of gratitude today. It has been a wonderful morning, and I am anticipating the rest of my day going fabulous as well. I am in a state of thanksgiving, and so that inspired me to hit record. So here we go. I am in the process of not only discovering more about who I am and where I'm headed. I'm also in a process of wanting to share and help other people who have been in a state or similar state, such as the one that I've been able to build myself out of in the past, a state of chronic dis-ease within my body that held me down for a period of close to over 20 years. Over 20 years, yeah. So, over 2 decades of time spent allowing other people outside of me to make decisions based on my personal health, my mental health, and my spiritual health. It wasn't until I reached this stage in my life that I received mental clarity in aspects of my life that I once misunderstood. I never understood why I was always in a chronic state of dis-ease. I just knew it was there. I was in a state of victimization. I played the wounded child a whole lot, and these were things that I wasn't aware of. They were unconscious. I did not become aware of them until I became conscious, not only of the actions of the people on my behalf looking after my health. I became conscious first and foremost about what I had within, what was within me, and what I needed to do to get healthy, because none of the things that they were giving me for 2 decades were helping me to realize the health and happiness that I always saw myself achieving, no matter what happened in my life, no matter how far down into the deep dark well of despair I fell. I always maintain a positive and sunny disposition that helped me to cope with anything that came at me. I never allowed anyone to steal my shine. And to this day, I give credit to that mostly for allowing me to reach the state where I am today, not only as an alchemist, but here before you as a spiritual being inside of this human vehicle, experiencing life on this earth alongside you all. So it is my understanding that going through 2 decades of, I don't want to call it medical abuse, but I can't think of any other terminology to use to phrase it. It was abuse. It was abuse. No matter how I try to cut it, it was abuse. It was consented abuse, but it was abuse nonetheless. If you have a team of 6, 7 doctors and none of them are able to provide an answer for you, but they're constantly throwing suggestions and pills and um, alternative methods for you to heal, such as, well, maybe you should try surgery, or maybe you should try these pills, this new experimental drug that we got. We'll see if your insurance covers it, or we have a medicine, but it's so expensive that your insurance might not cover it if you have insurance. So there are so many politics behind being sick, and I never recognized that. And that went with the abuse as well, because in the idea that I'm coming to this doctor and they're going to help me heal what's within me that I'm unaware of, I'm giving them consent to treat my body with the very best of medicine that modern day technology can provide, or so I'm believing. And then there's always the question of, well, can you afford it? Will your insurance pay for it? These bring on negative emotions that make you feel depressed, that make you feel like, oh man, I almost had the cure in my hand, but they're telling me that my insurance isn't going to cover it. Now what am I going to do? There's no a generic version to this life-saving drug that they're telling me about. They're telling me that this drug will potentially save my life, or at the very least help benefit it to a point to where I'm able to live and function in society the way that I will want to, but that never worked out. That it never worked out that way. Things seem to have a way of unfolding to a point to where you end up blaming yourself first and foremost for being in the state you're in before you can even realize why you're there. And that blame becomes part of the reason why that disease becomes chronic, because you're riddled with the fact that woe is me. I can't get better. I can't move past this point no matter how hard I try. There's always something knocking me down. And that's it right there. That's you in the deep, dark well of despair. And in order to get out of there, you got to get past that mindset of woe is me and that pity state, because your story isn't the only horrific tale out there. We all suffer tragedies and horrors in our life. That's life. You have highs and you have lows. You got those ups and you got those downs. And sometimes you got those way down in the gutter days. But you keep living in, they keep stacking up, and all of a sudden you're up here because you move past that point of victimization and woe is me. It's what I had to do. I had to get past the whole, oh my God, I'm sick. I can't do anything from this hospital bed. I had to get into my mind that, okay, so what? You're a happy person. What you gonna do about it? Being happy is not helping us move out of this state. You're happy with the state you're in. That was the realization I came to. I was happy with the state I was in, playing a victim, playing a wounded child, and living off the traumas of my past and things that people say that might have influenced how I feel or the way I act. um just that tribal energy that is passed down, that we call, the curse of our elders or our family members before us, that has not been able to be broken. Traditions handed down over the years become a point of um, confusion when you reach a state of victimization, because you're wondering, well, I'm a victim. I'm a victim here. I'm a victim in this curse. I don't understand. I don't understand how to move past it. My mama was this way. My mother before her was this way. So if they could move past it, what makes, how can I? What makes you think I can? And that was the question I had to ask myself. I had to ask myself how to move past not only ideas and superstitions that a curse was holding me back. I also had to break through and push past all of the hearsay and knowledge that I had learned over the years about how to treat the human body, mind, and spirit. I really had to release all textbook knowledge. Google was definitely not the answer to helping me diagnose the issues within myself. Google is definitely the worst thing you could possibly do when you're seeking answers for how to heal what's within. It's not going to happen unless you are in an emergency state where you bleeding or you have some internal issues that prevent you from eating or pooping or just functioning the way you should. Yeah, I'm not saying don't go seek medical attention. I still to this day have a really wonderful team of doctors, only two now, a gastro specialist and a primary care physician. My gastro specialist has been following me for almost 15 years now. And with him, I'm able to not just work alongside him. Really, I've taken charge of my own care and I consult him as needed. That's what I've learned to do. I've learned to go within me for all the guidance that I needed. I had to block out and let go all of the distractions that were holding me back from reaching my greatest version. I had to release the doctors from their responsibility in my healthcare. I had to release my family from from the stigmata that the weight of responsibility carried for me. That the feeling of being responsible for everybody around me. I had to let that go. I had to trust and believe in my timing as well as the process. And I had to remember that my brain is a muscle and that every day I can train it to utilize the right, and this is the important thing, I had to utilize the right methods and the right ideas that were coming from within me to help me remove myself from a chronic state of dis-ease. Everything I needed to heal myself was already inside me. And I never knew it. I never knew it. It took me listening to YouTube videos, Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters, thank you so much, Abraham Hicks, Joseph Rodriguez, Earl Nightingale. I mean, so many um, self-motivational teachers and gurus that are online today and accessible. I've even started following Bedros Keuilian, and he's a really buff macho guy, but there was something about the way he delivered his message that resonated with me and kind of shook me to my core and told me, even in this stage in life that I'm at, that hey, you could be doing better. You know why that you haven't achieved the level that you're trying to get to? It's because you haven't applied the fitness part to your health. I've been working on my spiritual and mental well-being for the past 5 years, and I've been able to elevate myself from a place of not having a home or a pot to piss in, so to speak, to being able to have a home and a place of employment that does not rely on outside forces, because I am my own boss and I've been able to build my own business off my own brand using the skills and talents that God gave me within. All I needed to do was manifest them on the outside, and they started to give me back the same return. It's not perfect, no. It's my imperfections that drive me to seek perfection. And I recognize that there is no such thing as perfection. There's not. I can strive to become the best part of me that I see for myself. And trust me, she's grand. I'm great right now. The me I see in the future has all her shit together. And it's a process, it's a journey. I'm recognizing that. I'm recognizing that outside sources need not interfere with the growth that I have going on within. Because it's when I allow outside sources to share opinions on what I should do, how I should behave, and how I should heal my body, that's when everything becomes incongruent. that's when everything falls by the wayside, and I start feeling like I'm confused. I don't know where to go. But when I follow my internal guidance system, I always feel on track. I never feel like I'm running late for anything. I always feel like I'm on time. I always feel like I'm in alignment and walking in purpose when I'm listening to my intuition and using my, not only my mind, but my heart to make important decisions for me. Another thing I was able to do is I I finished this book, Anatomy of Spirit, The Seven Stages of Power and Healing by Carolyn Mize. And I have to say that this was an incredible book. I borrowed it from the library. However, I plan on purchasing the book because it's definitely a book that I want to read over and over and over again. It's talking about how to heal the body using your chakras, and it she lists what the chakras are in charge of and how to go about cleansing and detoxing and purifying and calling your spirit back into your body so that this ease cannot exist inside of it. With your spirit made whole, there is no dis-ease allowed. That's just, it's clear. Like you can't go around that. It's like you can't serve two masters, like the Bible say. Can't be lukewarm. It's either one or the other. And being in resistance to my intuition held me in a chronic state of dis-ease, which is why I suffered with Crohn's dis-ease for so long. It has been since 2018, I would say, that I started on the journey that I'm on, where I went from 110 pounds to where I am now, a healthy 145 pounds, having not only rebuilt my health to a point to where I'm able to live and enjoy my life, but mentally and spiritually, I feel so much stronger and happier with my today and with how my tomorrow will be than I ever have been in the past, waiting in doctor's offices for hours for them to call my name and visit with me for 5 to 10 minutes just to write me a little measly prescription so I can go to Walgreens and wait for another 30 minutes to an hour if they got it off in stock, and I ain't got to run across the street to run across town to a different Walgreens that does have it in stock. Or but even worse, I gotta wait until they get it in because they done ran out of it and nobody in the city is carrying it. Just being dependent on other people to provide the healing mechanisms that we need for our bodies. It's ludicrous. It is. It's ludicrous. And I feel so strongly the desire to share the message of me being in the hospital, and yeah, it was choice. Every time I went to the emergency room, I made the choice to hand over my personal responsibility to other people. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with the chronic state of dis-ease that I had unintentionally placed myself in through my environment, through the people surrounding me, through diet, lifestyle, and thinking, and the way I was thinking. Habitual thoughts of woe is me. And I've already gone through this. What more do I have to go through? And every time I ask, man, what more am I going to have to go through? How much more do I have to suffer? More suffering came. I had to make a conscious decision and effort to wake the fuck up, or I was going to die. And the same can be said for anybody out there. Whether we die tomorrow, today, or a long time from now, depending on how old you are. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us whether or not we choose to see another day by the thoughts that we think, the habits and behavior patterns we display, the diet and lifestyle we consume, the people we hang around, and the environments we place ourselves in. Some of us are killing ourselves slowly, and we don't even realize it. With every bite or every drink, every smoke, every thought, every action that dishonors the person and the spirit that we are within is depleting our life energy and allowing us to further the state of dis-ease in our body. So I'm sharing this message in hopes that to help somebody, you know, I was able to break myself out of that deep, dark well of despair. And now I am studying how to keep myself elevated in a manner befitting my spirit, honoring myself, honoring my environment, and honoring my ancestors and the people around me who honor me in return. Having love, unconditional love for myself and my surroundings has allowed me to come to this point in my life where I'm willing to be vulnerable and share stories that might seem uncomfortable for some, because I'm going to get pretty detailed in some of this stuff, because you don't know unless you know. You don't know unless you've run across somebody who's able to impart some wisdom on you or leave a message with you that you never even considered. But I'm hoping that to share much more with you in the future. And I'm hoping to get creative alongside you. I got a lot of paintings in the works, and we got a lot of projects going right now for our 420 event that's coming up in April. And I'm going to do my best to be consistent and upload videos, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to use any more excuses. This message is meant to heal and uplift. If you're dealing with a chronic state of dis-ease, whether it's physical or mental or spiritual, know that you have all the tools you need inside of you. All the tools you need inside of you to remove yourself from that state. And if you're wondering how to find out what's inside of you, go inside yourself. I can't say to you that it's easy, because for some of us, it's hard to quiet our monkey minds. But I'm going to tell you some good advice that I've been given by listening to the audio self-help audio books on YouTube, and also YouTube channels from people I respect and admire. You get that monkey a banana, it's going to go away. It's going to leave you be and allow you time with self. So give your monkey brain a banana and spend some time with yourself today and diagnose yourself of your own internal disorder, because God gave us everything we need right here, and the universe don't make no mistakes. The God within us is already here to help us with our healing. I hope y'all are out there getting creative. Until next time, y'all, peace. Hey, y'all, I want to thank you guys for even clicking on this video and allowing me to share some of my journey with you guys, and hopefully some inspiration and motivation. I did not come by this overnight. I appreciate any comments if you leave. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I am new to YouTube. I'm working on being consistent. It's a journey for all of us, but I am looking forward to building a community of like-minded individuals who are in need of a ray of hope. I looked for one and I found one, and it is my hope that I'm able to be a ray of hope for you out there. So until next time, y'all, peace.